Let me ask you something, and I want you to really sit with this for a moment. Do you remember what it felt like in your 20s? Not just the erection, the whole experience, the anticipation that built in your chest before anything even happened. The sensitivity that made every sensation feel electric, almost overwhelming, and then the release, that deep, full body release that left you completely emptied out, satisfied, weightless afterward. You weren't concentrating. You weren't managing anything, it just happened. Naturally, powerfully, completely. Now, fast forward to today. Maybe things still work, but something is different and you know it. The buildup doesn't feel as sharp. The sensation isn't as intense. The finish feels quieter, smaller, like a door closing softly instead of swinging wide open. And in a place you have never said out loud to anyone, not your doctor, not your partner, not your closest friend, you have started to wonder, is this just what getting older means? Is that version of me simply gone? The truth nobody told you. Here is what I need you to hear right now before anything else. That version of you is not gone. But the reason this is happening is not what you have been told. You have been told this is aging. It is not aging. It is starvation. Your body is being starved of the exact biological fuel it needs to perform the way it once did. And nobody told you what that fuel is or where to find it. That changes today. Stay with me through this entire video because the number one food I am going to reveal works at the cellular level to restore the chemistry of how your body experiences pleasure. And the last food on this list, number 5, is the one I have seen transform men in their 60s more dramatically than anything else I prescribe. Most men have walked straight past it in the grocery store their entire lives without knowing what it was doing for them. You cannot leave before you hear it. Hi, my name is Dr. Reena, a board-certified urologist with 12 years of clinical experience working exclusively in men's health. For over a decade, I have sat across from men just like you. Men in their 50s, 60s, and 70s who came into my office frustrated, embarrassed, and quietly grieving a version of themselves they believed was permanently gone. And what 12 years in this field has taught me across thousands of patient consultations is that the body does not forget how to perform. It forgets how to be fed. And when you feed it correctly, it remembers everything. Before we get into this list, I need you to do something for me right now. Hit the like button because every man over 50 deserves access to this conversation, and your like is what puts it in front of him. And drop a comment below. Where in the world are you watching from? I have men joining from 6 continents, and I want to hear from you specifically. That community down there is one of the most committed groups of men I have ever encountered, and you belong in it. What is actually happening inside your body? Sexual sensation and the intensity of climax are not controlled by age. They are controlled by 3 systems: circulation, nerve sensitivity, and hormone levels. All 3 are directly and powerfully shaped by what you eat every single day. When blood flows freely into erectile tissue, sensation is sharp and the release is full and complete. When nitric oxide levels are high, arteries relax, blood surges, and your body responds the way it did at 25. When testosterone is properly supported and your nerves are nourished, the signal from brain to body travels fast and clean, and the experience feels whole. But when those 3 systems are starved and the standard diet of most men over 50 starves all 3 simultaneously, everything dims. Circulation weakens. Nerve signals lose their sharpness. Testosterone drops quietly over years. And what you are left with is a version of the experience that feels like a memory of itself. This is not aging. This is nutritional debt. And debt, unlike time, can be repaid. Food number 1, beets, nature's nitric oxide engine. Most men are completely shocked by this one. The moment beets enter your system, your body begins converting their natural nitrates into nitric oxide, the same molecule that signals your blood vessels to relax and open wide. More nitric oxide means more blood moving into erectile tissue, more pressure, more fullness, and critically more nerve stimulation throughout the entire experience. The result is a climax that has weight and depth again that feels like something rather than a diminished version of something. Emotionally, this matters far beyond the physical sensation. When the experience feels full and complete, you carry yourself differently in every area of your life. There is a quiet confidence that returns, a feeling that your body is still yours, that it still belongs to you and responds to you. Practically, this is almost embarrassingly simple. Beetroot juice 3 or 4 times weekly. Roasted beets on a salad. Beet powder stirred into a morning smoothie. The form does not matter. Consistency is everything. Men who add beets regularly report stronger morning erections within 2 to 3 weeks. Not because of a prescription, because of a plant that has been available their entire lives. Food number 2, dark chocolate, the pleasure amplifier. Now, the next one sounds almost too indulgent to be medical advice, but the biochemistry behind it is completely serious. Real dark chocolate, 70% cocoa or higher, not the candy bar, is packed with flavonoids that do two things simultaneously. First, they relax blood vessels and improve circulation directly. Second, and this is what most people never learn, cocoa actively stimulates dopamine, the brain's primary pleasure chemical, the same chemical that floods your system when something registers as deeply and completely satisfying. Here is why that matters more than most men realize. The intensity of the climax is not purely physical. A significant portion of it is neurological brain chemistry firing correctly. When dopamine signaling is strong, the experience registers as intense, full, and complete. When it weakens, which happens gradually with age and poor nutrition, even a physiologically normal climax feels flat, like watching a film with the sound turned all the way down. 1 or 2 squares of quality dark chocolate several times a week quietly rebuilds that neurological pathway. This is not folklore. This is your brain being given what it needs to feel pleasure the way it was designed to. Food number 3, watermelon. What researchers call nature's Viagra. Wait until you hear what this humble fruit has been hiding. Watermelon contains an amino acid called citrine. Inside your body, citrine converts to arginine, which then converts to nitric oxide, the same circulation pathway as beets, but through an entirely different biological route. What this means practically is that watermelon increases pelvic blood flow, relaxes arterial walls, and dramatically reduces what researchers call erectile fatigue, the difficulty maintaining full firmness through the complete experience. Biologically, more sustained blood flow produces more sustained sensation. The experience does not collapse or fade halfway through. It builds and stays. Emotionally, that sustained quality restores something men rarely put into words. The feeling of being fully present in the experience rather than managing it or worrying about it ending too soon. Fresh slices blended into a smoothie, juiced. Consuming it consistently several times a week produces measurable changes in circulation within hours. Simple. Already in most grocery stores, more powerful than most men have any idea. Food number 4, walnuts, the nerve protectors. Now, this next food is about something most health conversations completely ignore. And without it, everything else on this list is working at half capacity. Your nerves are the physical messengers that carry every sensation from your body to your brain. Every signal, every feeling, every moment of the experience travels through your nervous system before it registers as pleasure. Without healthy nerves, the signal weakens in transit. The sensation arrives dulled. The climax loses its edges and its intensity, regardless of how strong your circulation is. Walnuts are rich in omega-3 fatty acids that build and maintain nerve membrane integrity at the cellular level. Stronger nerve membranes mean faster, cleaner signal transmission from body to brain. Sharper sensation, a climax that has genuine texture and intensity rather than feeling blunted and distant. Beyond nerve health, walnuts also support arterial flexibility, the ability of your blood vessels to expand quickly and fully the moment your body demands it. A small handful daily, or salmon, sardines, and flax seeds as alternatives if walnuts are not your preference. The goal is consistent omega-3 intake, feeding your nervous system what it needs to stay sharp and fully responsive. Food number 5, pomegranate. The one that changes everything. And now, the one I promised you at the beginning, the one most men have walked past their entire lives. The one that in 12 years of clinical practice, I believe, is the single most powerful food specifically for men over 50. Pomegranate is extraordinarily dense in antioxidants compounds that protect blood vessels from oxidative damage, clear arterial pathways, and restore circulation at a depth that most foods simply cannot reach. But here is what separates pomegranate from everything else on this list. Clinical studies have shown that regular pomegranate consumption directly supports testosterone production at the hormonal level. Not by adding testosterone from outside the body, by protecting and actively supporting the body's own natural ability to produce it. Testosterone is not simply about desire. Testosterone governs the depth, the power, and the completeness of climax itself. When testosterone is strong and sustained, the release is powerful, satisfying, and full. When it declines, which it does gradually and silently in most men, after 50, even healthy circulation and sharp nerves cannot fully compensate. The experience feels diminished at its foundation, not just at its surface. A glass of pure pomegranate juice daily. The seeds are added to meals. The fruit was eaten whole. Any consistent form delivers the antioxidant protection and hormonal support your body has been quietly waiting for. Men who add pomegranate regularly describe the shift in the same language regardless of their age. Things started feeling like they used to, not like being 20 again, like being themselves again. That distinction matters deeply. This is not about chasing a younger version of you. It is about reclaiming the real version of you that has been running on the wrong fuel. How these 5 foods work together as a system. Beets and watermelon flood your body with nitric oxide, restoring the circulation and firmness that makes sensation sharp and the experience complete. Dark chocolate rebuilds the dopamine pathway so the climax registers in your brain with the intensity it is supposed to have. Walnuts protect and sharpen the nerve signals that carry every sensation from body to brain without losing strength in transit. And pomegranate guards your blood vessels at the deepest level while supporting the testosterone that governs the power and completeness of the entire experience. These 5 foods are not working around your biology. They are working with it. Restoring what has been depleted, rebuilding what has been starved. What I want you to do this week: pick one food from this list, just one, add it consistently for 14 days. Then pay attention with genuine curiosity. Notice your morning erections. Notice how your body responds. Notice whether the experience begins to feel fuller, sharper, more present, more satisfying. One food, 14 days. Let your own body give you the answer. Gentlemen, I need to say something directly to you before we close. I have sat across from men in their 60s and 70s who walked into my office carrying something heavy. Not just a health concern, but a private grief. A belief that the most alive version of themselves was permanently behind them. That what they remembered feeling was a closed chapter. I have watched those same men return months later, completely changed. Not because of a prescription, not because of a procedure, because they finally understood what their body was asking for, and they gave it consistently and without apology. You are not past this. The body you have right now is not a fixed declining thing. It is a living, responsive system that adapts and recovers when it receives what it needs. The version of yourself you remember, that aliveness, that fullness, that complete satisfaction is not a memory of who you were. It is a preview of who you still are when properly fueled. Age is not a verdict. It is a variable. And the right nutrition changes the equation in ways that will surprise you. If this video reaches you today, please subscribe for more honest, science-backed men's health conversations that your doctor may never have had the time to have with you. Share this with one man in your life who needs to hear it. And leave a comment below telling me which food you are starting with. I read every single one. I am Dr. Reena. Thank you for trusting me with this conversation. Take care of yourself. Your vitality is not gone. It has been waiting patiently, quietly to be fed. I'll see you in the next.